This episode is sponsored by Tanasi. Tanasi is a university-developed one-to-one CBD plus CBDA formula that is 2 times more potent than CBD alone. Experience all-natural relief to calm your mind, relieve aches and pains, and get a good night's sleep. Go to tanasi.com and use the promo code SLAYER to get 25% off at checkout. That's TANASI.com to get 25% off your first order with the promo code SLAYER. In the third episode of our Restful Nights series, we're going to be discussing more practical tips to improve your sleep quality. We'll dig into optimizing your sleep environment, how you can establish a relaxing bedtime routine, along with some breathing exercises that will help you relax and unwind before bed. Welcome back, Ananga.
Hey, Shan.
Let's begin with talking about how we can create and optimize our sleep environment for a good night's rest.
Sometimes if we've had a run of poor sleep, it's a great opportunity to look at our environment and see what changes we might make. And as I'm saying this, I'm remembering a friend that moved into a new place and it had this bright yellow bedroom, and it was a very daytime mood. And she noticed that she was having trouble sleeping there. It's such a bright, light, sunny color, lovely in the daytime, but just not conducive to sleep. So it can be really helpful to look at the color of our bedding, furnishings, lighting, temperature, noise. Some people really need a dark, quiet sleep space where there's help with blocking out stuff coming into our senses.
I share that experience when we bought our house. The bedroom was covered in wallpaper. I didn't really like the wallpaper either, but it was much more light and daytimey. And we ended up stripping all of that wallpaper off and painted the walls like a deep green color. And it just changed the mood. And it's a wonderful, relaxing place to sleep for sure. So different. Just that change, that one change.
Yeah. And there's places we can explore colors. Ayurveda talks about different colors that are suitable for different mind body types. If you're a more fiery type, then you want those soothing colors, the cool greens and bluish hues. You don't want fiery colors, red and orange. They're wake up, energizing colors. Some people need more weight on their bedding. They need to feel grounded with that extra weight. Some people need lighter bedding. It's helpful to do a bit of research and have a look at your surroundings and really try and create a space that invites sleep. I know people that like relaxing music playing in their sleep environment. Some people like dim lighting, some people like no lighting. So it's not really a one size fits all thing. It's getting to know you and your needs. But often we talk about anxiety and the Vata type who are more prone to anxiety. And as a general rule, they need to be more warm, they need soft, and they need that little bit of extra weight so they feel grounded. Get to know your needs and explore. And it can be a good opportunity to kind of go back into it with a fresh outlook, because often when we're struggling with sleep, we make it feel like a permanent thing.
Right. And there's so much you can change.
So much.
I'm one of those sleepers. I like to have some white noise in the background. And I've gotten quite used to it. And luckily, in our travels last year, we stayed at a place that had these noise canceling machines that are really easy to travel with. They're a perfect size. And I thought, I want to have that instead of a fan or something else making that sound. I never really liked the alarm clocks that had the different sounds because I would tune into the loop, like where they edited it.
Okay, yeah.
And I could hear that. I realize this is a strange thing to say, but I know that some of our listeners will be able to relate to it. And I bought it, and it replaced the fan that I would normally have on, and it's been fabulous. And if I need to, if I travel somewhere, if I'm going to stay with my folks or whatever, it's easy just to throw in a bag and bring with me.
It's just getting to know what we need. Some people like a fan, some people like a light. My daughter likes music and light, and I like quiet. I don't mind the light, but I like quiet, really quiet, unless I'm struggling to sleep and I'm choosing to listen to something for a few minutes. But if it's on during the night, it will wake me up if there's something playing in the house. My ears are super sensitive to sound. So, again, just knowing what we need and being willing to experiment with it. We might not get it right first time, and then we might just hit on something like you just shared that really helps.
And be sweet with yourself about it because chances are, if you're listening to this podcast, you're a very sensitive being. And so we get to figure out what works for us and how we can soothe ourselves the best way we know how. And once you dial into what works for you, it's such a relief.
Yeah, to allow some playfulness and experimentation, not black or white thinking, because that is not helpful for sleep.
Let's segue into how we can establish a relaxing bedtime routine. We did cover it a little bit last week, but this week let's dig in a little bit deeper on some of the activities that are so helpful to signal to your body that it's time to wind down.
Yeah, and also helpful if we can do them roughly the same time every evening, so it really becomes a routine. Routine helps anxiety. That predictability, that regularity really helps. I have a nice quote here from David Frawley from one of our favorite books that we've discussed at length on Patreon. It's called Ayurveda and the Mind. And he says, rituals are important in psychological treatment because they bring the body and senses of the patient into the healing process. They serve to provide positive impressions to nourish and heal the mind. So, different simple things we can do, like taking a bath in the evening, a warm bath with lavender essential oils or Epsom salts. Lavender's very calming. I've spoken before about receiving guidance from Sebastian Hole, the founder of Pucker Herbs, and he told me years ago that lavender is calming and it helps us feel a sense of trust. It helps us develop a sense of trust, which I thought was a beautiful thing and a beautiful antidote to the spinning mind, because the mind often has those what if thoughts, and if we're settled into trust, we don't have those thoughts so much. So just a really simple thing to do. And I know for many at the moment the weather's hot. In the UK it isn't so hot, so we can still have warm baths, but you can have a cooler bath. It hasn't got to be a hot bath. You can adjust it according to the season.
Yeah, and if a bath doesn't work, a shower is fine as well.
Yeah, and you can drop some lavender oil in the shower under the running water.
You can even add a lavender plant in your bedroom.
That's a cute idea.
Yeah. Well, and especially this time of year, even to have it in the window. I have plants all over the place. There is something that I think is important to bring forward, and it's only from my own experience that I've learned this. Do what you can to keep screens out of the bathroom when you're taking a bath. I used to bring my laptop in and set it up and then watch a show or watch a class or whatever, and sometimes that's fine. But if you really want the benefit of bathing to help you relax and unwind and get to sleep, then keeping the screens out of the bathroom is a much better choice. And just focus while you're bathing on relaxing and breathing and just allowing yourself to be as comfy and cozy as you can. It doesn't have to be a super long bath time. Even 15 minutes can make a difference.
Yeah, really good to keep the screens out.
And we certainly cannot talk about routines for sound sleep without covering the potency and beauty of oil massage. It's such a lovely practice.
Yeah. There's a teaching in Ayurveda that if we practice full body oil massage, it has a huge impact on our nervous system, a really calming impact, and it can take away so much anxiety just from that practice. It's oil massage is especially helpful for calming the nervous system and inviting sleep. It's also good for our immunity. And there are several ways to do it, from quick and simple to a longer investment of a full body oil massage. Depending on our time that we have available, it might be that on the weekend we may have more time and we can do a full body massage. You can find out more about how to do that on our website. But there's a quick and simple way to use oil, which is to massage some oil into your belly button, into your navel, and onto your temples. Ayurveda teaches that the navel is the seat of Vata, this ethereal energy, beautiful creative energy, but the one that, when it's out of balance, provokes anxiety. So placing oil there helps calm Vata, and in turn, it helps calm anxiety. Very grounding and such a quick and easy thing to do.
I've been doing that now for several years, and it's made a big difference for me. And I like to switch out the oils too. Sometimes it'll be sesame oil, or sometimes it'll be castor oil, just depending on what it is I'm called to. It's so easy, you guys.
So quick and
it's
easy.
just an extra sweet addition to oil massage when you don't have time to do a full body massage or what have you.
Yeah, and you can add a drop of essential oil, something like frankincense or vetiver, really grounding, calming, anti-anxiety oil, or again, a little lavender if you want to. And then also massage some oil into your temples, just gentle circular movements, just really bring that relaxation to your head and that intention of supporting yourself to settle down into good sleep.
Another benefit is massaging the soles of your feet with oil before you go to bed to bring the energy from your mind down into your body. Just be sure that if you are going to oil up, that you put some socks on to make sure that you don't get the oil all over your bed and all over the place. Speaking from somebody who's made a bit of a mess.
Yeah, it can ruin your bedding. One way to avoid that happening is to sit on the edge of the bath and massage your feet with oil, and then you can soak in the bath and then use an old towel to remove the excess oil afterwards. If you want to do like a double, a doubly beneficial routine. There are over 7,000 nerve endings in the soles of our feet and many vital energy points as well, including the kidney meridian point is in the center of the soles of our feet. And when we talk about EFT tapping, we share this collarbone tapping point for calming anxiety. That's on the other end of that meridian. So you've got the K27 point, kidney 27 is up by the collarbone, and the source of that meridian is in the center of the soles of the feet. So there are so many benefits to massaging your feet before sleep. Even without oil, oil is always good. But if it feels that it's one of those nights where oil feels like a step too much to deal with, then just massage your feet. And you can use your thumbs and your fingers to just squeeze up and down from your heel up the instep to your big toe and back. That's where the reflexes are for the spine. And give a lot of attention to the soles of your feet where those nerve endings are as well. And you'll find it drains the head energy down, helps slow our thoughts down. It's very relaxing. And it's a good healing practice. It's good for many things.
This episode is sponsored by Tanasi, a university developed 1-to-1 CBD plus CBDA formula 2 times more potent than CBD alone. I had the pleasure of using Tanasi over a month-long period of time, and I really enjoyed using this product. The gummies and the gel capsules are really nice. They have a nice salve as well, and I've used it for help with deep relaxation. I've used it for a sound sleep, and as I mentioned last week, I've used it to soothe aches and pains after a very long road trip. I invite you to try Tanasi. It will help you take the edge off during the day. It will calm your mind down, and it will absolutely help you get a good night's sleep. Experience all natural relief. Go to tanasi.com and use the promo code SLAYER to get 25% off at checkout. That's TANASI.com to get 25% off your first order with the promo code SLAYER. Before the break, we were talking about the beauty and potency of oil massage. And now we'd like to dig into breathing practices and breathing exercises that can help you get a good night's sleep.
Breathing exercises are a great way to calm anxiety and to calm a busy or restless mind. And we'll share a couple here and talk you through how to do them. They're good for any time of the day, but really helpful for winding down for sleep, and you can choose which one you prefer. These are both pranayama breathing practices. The first one is alternate nostril breathing, which is very relaxing, and you can practice it sitting on the edge of your bed, closing your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. And then you close your right nostril with your thumb and you breathe in through the left side. Then close the left nostril with your ring and little finger and exhale through the right side. And then you breathe in on the same side, breathe in on the right, close the right with your thumb and breathe out on the left. Just keep repeating that pattern of breathing till you feel nice and calm and relaxed. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but we'll have the written instructions in the show notes. And we also have a guided practice on our Patreon if you prefer to follow along step by step, listening to the directions. Alternate nostril breathing helps calm the mind. It's beneficial when our mind is anxious before sleep. And it also helps balance the right and left hemispheres of the brain. It's a good practice before meditation as well to really get your mind in a receptive and relaxed place. And once you're used to it, you can easily do it and figure out where to start and how to do it. It becomes second nature.
It does. There's also the bumblebee breathing technique for calming anxiety. This one's kind of fun just because you get to make a little bit of noise. It naturally lengthens your exhalation, which will remedy the tight upper chest breathing that's often associated with stress and anxiety. It's such a beautiful practice that helps you switch off the fight or flight response in your body. And it's named after the humming sound that bees make. There's been research recently confirming the benefits of this ancient practice and the humming sound for soothing a racing mind. And it might feel silly at first, but it really is a wonderful exercise. You can use this breathing practice at any time of the day, and it will help calm anxiety. But we really like it for sleep. It's really helpful to bring you out of that fight or flight place. And to practice the bumblebee breath, just sit comfortably with your shoulders relaxed and take a few natural breaths. Then you're going to close your eyes if you're comfortable to do so and breathe in through your nose. And as you breathe out, you make the sound of the letter M or a humming sound. For as long as is comfortable for you until you need to breathe in again. Then repeat this breathing in through your nose and making a humming sound like a bee as you breathe out. And I will say this is a great breathing practice to teach your kids. If you have little kids that get stressed out or panicky or they just kind of need to bring things down a notch, you can teach them to do this and they have fun with sounding like a bee.
Yeah. I remember sharing this with somebody years ago. We were in a shopping center. I was with a friend and they started to feel very anxious and ungrounded. So I suggested we just sat somewhere out the way and I showed them how to do this breathing practice. And they were amazed how calm they felt, how much it helped them feel grounded and centered. They were really surprised. Of course, because it was a busy shopping center, there was kind of a humming noise going on anyway. So they didn't stand out. You know, we often teach anxiety calming practices that are really discreet and nobody knows you're doing them, but this isn't one of them because it involves a noise, though. Where she was, the noise was masked. But yeah, you can still do it, in the car, take yourself off somewhere. It's wonderful to do any time of the day when you feel overwhelmed and you need to feel some peace of mind and groundedness, and especially good for sleep. It's very calming. And again, we have a guided practice for this on our Patreon, we made a collection of breathing practices some years ago, and this was one of them. You can hum along with Shan. She's humming on the track. And we put some gentle music as an accompaniment. And again, if you find it easier to just have somebody to listen to and follow along with them, sometimes when we feel stressed or anxious, we can easily put ourselves off trying something by just thinking, oh, I can't remember how to do that. How do you do it? And we don't want to go and look it up. So it can be nice to have audio guidance or just have a note on a piece of paper by your bed how to do it. So it's easily accessible.
Hmm. Thanks for listening. If you love our podcast, please consider exploring our Patreon for loads of Anxiety Slayer extras for calming anxiety. You'll get exclusive posts, guided meditations, tapping sessions, breathing exercises, and popular episodes from our archives. Check it out at patreon.com/anxietyslayer.